Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. I am Pat from Pat's Path Predictor, and in this video I'm going to be talking about a potentially bad winter storm that is going to be coming into the United States. It's going to be developing. It's going to really hit the Midwest if the more aggressive models hold. But yeah, the GFS has a model out right now. We're going to go ahead and time this out at this point right here. So this is it right here. It continues going through. This is basically for February 1st. This is when this thing starts to develop. This is the early signs right here that's developing, because it starts off as rain for much of the Midwest, and you can see snow starting to develop right there. And then it just starts transitioning into a snowstorm at that point. Although the rain is still in front. So basically, if the storm is coming, it's going to start as rain and then transition to snow. So that's the big idea right here, and this is expected to last for a few days, especially in the Chicago and St. Louis areas, as well as in Detroit and even into Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, in that area. And this continues on right here. It gets very heavy near the in southern Illinois, near the St. Louis area right there. So, yeah, that's an area of concern. That very heavy area goes through through Indianapolis, into Ohio, into Cleveland, potentially hitting Toledo, and then it moves into Pennsylvania and upstate New York and upstate New England, which already got snow from that big nor'easter right there. So, yeah, this moves out and then it exits the United States by February 5th, excuse me. But yeah, this is what I wanted to show you first. But there are some models that I want to show that are really explain kind of how big this thing's going to get. Now, there is a lot of deviation with these models. Keep that in mind. For example, this is the European model right here. In fact, this is the state of Missouri right here. I actually have three states pulled up. This is Missouri, the other one is Illinois, the other one, and the last one's Ohio. So we're going to go through all of these with that in mind. The European model in the UK is actually the most modest out of all of them. Although earlier the European model was much more modest than this. This has started to become a little more aggressive as time goes on. So, yeah, at that point, so yeah, it looks like St. Louis, according to if the European model is correct, gets 4 to 6 inches as of now. Raleigh gets 6 to 8. Columbia could get 8 to 12 at that point. Then, and basically, this thing just becomes more of a moderate snowstorm. Now, this is the UK model, which has it not only more modest, it has it shifting completely down south at that point. So, yeah, basically St. Louis would still get 4 to 6 inches, but the majority of the shift would be down more into the south. Farmington 9.9, potentially 9 inches right there. Mount Vernon getting that 4 to 6. So yeah, that's basically there right there. This is a more aggressive model right here. The ICN right there. Yeah, more aggressive, more aggressive. 12 to 16 inches for parts of Kansas and Missouri. Columbia gets 8 to 12. St. Louis gets 8 to 12. Champaign gets 8 to 12 as well. This is the GEM model right here. It's one of those more moderate snowfall totals right there. St. Louis will still get 8 to 12, but the 6 to 8 range just expands out for hundreds of miles at that point. But the most aggressive model by far is the GFS model. That's what they're suggesting right here. And the European model was more modest. For example, this is the model right now. They actually had St. Louis in 2 to 4 inches beforehand, and the area just north of it just at 6 to 8. But this is now starting to kind of match up a little. It's starting to kind of basically, this is GF. All right, just to put in perspective, this is GFS. This is Euro. It looks like the European model has started to go up a step. So, yeah, the GFS is not caving. So, yeah, this is by far the most aggressive model right here. This has St. Louis getting 12 to 16 inches of snow, Springfield getting 16 to 20 inches of snow, same with Columbia, Raleigh getting 12 to 16, same with Farmington and Cape Girardeau, 20.5 inches of snow possible in parts of Missouri right there. So, This is by far the most aggressive model right here. And it seems that the Euro, which is the other major model that most news networks, including the Weather Channel, use, has started to kind of up it up a little bit. It was here, now it's here. So yeah, we don't really know what's going to happen until probably probably tomorrow afternoon. So yeah, there's such a huge deviation. Now this is Illinois. This is kind of the same stuff, but also has other areas such as parts of most all of Indiana, parts of Michigan, and parts of Iowa as well. So this is the European model. Champaign getting 6 to 8 inches. Actually, no, 8 to 12, with just a huge 12 to 16 inch range through parts of cutting through Indiana, which with including Fort Wayne right there and Lafayette right there. The UK model has it going way to the south. Champaign getting only 4 to 6 inches at that point. In fact, it's actually, this is now the more modest model at this point. The European model now is now less modest. That's more of a moderate model at this point. This is pretty modest right here. The GEM, this is the more moderate one right here. Springfield getting 6 to 8. This whole 6 to 8 range just going through. Indianapolis getting maybe 8 to 12 right there. Dayton getting potentially a foot of snow right there. Now this is a more aggressive model, the ICN right here, with basically just all of cutting from St. Louis all the way close to Chicago, getting 8 to 12 inches right there. Chicago getting 6 to 8 right there, as you can see. Kankakee getting 8 to 12, Champaign 8 to 12, Lafayette, Indiana getting 12 to 16 inches right there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Same with Southbend, Fort Wayne 16 to 20 inches. And like I said, by far the most aggressive model is the GFS model, because look at this. 16 to 20 inches through Springfield. Chicago still getting that 6 to 8 inch range right there, but this is by far the most aggressive model right here. Like, look at this, just east of Indianapolis, 20 to 24 inches right there. So this is pretty crazy. And when we get into the Ohio map, we'll talk more about this. But this model is the most aggressive model, and the disturbing trend I've noticed the last couple of years is that the more aggressive models have been more accurate, because generally the GFS and the ICN have been more the outliers. And now that we're seeing that shift in the European model, it looks like either the best case scenario is that it's gonna meet in the middle, or the worst case scenario is that if that European model just jumps up and meets the GFS, which we will not know what's going to how those models are going to play out till probably tomorrow afternoon. So keep that in mind. But I wanted to bring this up to everybody's attention. Now, this is for Ohio, and even with the European model, still a good amount of snow for Cleveland and Akron, that area right there. It's still a good amount of snow, like potentially 2 feet of snow in parts of Pennsylvania and New York right there, even though this is a more modest to more moderate model. This is the UK model, which has the snow going throughout the entire state of Ohio, just 2 to 4 inches right there, through it, with a huge concentration right there in Erie, Pennsylvania, Jamestown, New York, that area. The GEM, this model has it kind of similar, except it has it going through the middle of the state of Ohio, whereas the European has it more towards the northern part of it. So yeah, Columbus could see if this is the correct, if this holds. 8 to 12 inches right there, 12 to 16 for Akron, Youngstown, Canton, Wheeling 8 to 12. So yeah, this is not an ideal issue. Erie, Pennsylvania, 16 to 20. Same with Jamestown, New York. This is the ICN model right here. It has it going through the entire northern state, northern Ohio right there. It is very aggressive for Toledo, very aggressive for Defiance, that area, but it also shows Columbus not getting any snow, Cleveland getting less snow. But like I said, the GFS is the most aggressive model, because look at this. 20 to 24 inches of snow from this part in Indiana to close to Cleveland in Ohio. And Columbus could get 12 to 16 inches. Springfield, Ohio, 16 to 20 right there. This is, like I said, this is the most aggressive model, and we don't know how these models are going to play out until tomorrow afternoon. So take this GFS model. Take the GFS model with a grain of salt for now. The European model, like, take these models with a grain of salt. What I can say is that there is going to be snow. It's going to be at least several inches of snow accumulation in all of those areas. But there is the potential to be for this to be a major snowstorm at this point. So keep that in mind. These models just they're they're going off the charts with, especially with the GFS and ICN right here. So yeah, I just wanted to make a video talking about this because basically, if the GFS model holds, the Midwest is going to get slammed with a big snowstorm. But I am getting ahead of myself, so I will continue. So I will keep monitoring the situation as this develops. And this also wraps up the video. So be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Really helps me out and helps me make more videos like this. And with that being said, have a wonderful day, guys. Stay safe.